Hey, welcome to What We Thought. My name is Kevin, and it's a new year. There's lots of resolutions out there. People, they're going to quit smoking, quit drinking, lose weight, make more money. All the different resolutions that are out there that most likely they're probably going to be broken, right? But I got to tell you, there's one resolution that if you haven't made it yet, you need to make it for the new year. And if you're watching this midway through the year or whenever you're watching this, just start this process. And this process is taking control of your money. That's right. Just to get things cleared, the air cleared, I am not a financial advisor except for this video. I'm advising you on what you should do or could do, but I'm not an advisor. I don't have any training in it. The only training I've had, and if you haven't heard of him before, his name is Dave Ramsey. And I found Dave Ramsey about 8 or 9 years ago. And I drive a lot for my job. So I've got XM radio in the car. I listen to music, news, podcasts. And I ran across his podcast. I'm like, wow, this guy really is making sense. This is it, and it is. It's common sense. And all I really needed was somebody to tell me to start doing this. Now, of course, if you know who Dave Ramsey is, and some of you might even be on his plan, and he always says, you got to go gazelle intense and just get rid of every credit card, every payment that you have, eat beans and rice, don't go to restaurants, don't do this, don't do that, and don't do Dave Ramsey-ish. Well, I did the ish because, just like any other resolution or anything you want to get started, I find the people that go all in, balls out right away, got to get this done, fail. So I took it slow. I did it Dave Ramsey-ish. I just did it for my finances. I did not, and I haven't yet gotten my house paid off because of life situations, but I'm working on it. And, he has people come on there that did his gazelle intense financial life, and they cleared all their debt. They were 100% debt free, except for, utilities and daily things that you use and that you have to pay for. And so I think the biggest thing that I learned from listening to him was most people, their money controls them, and you really need to control your money. And I was on my previous marriage, my ex, she did the finances. We didn't make tons of money, but we made good money. I mean, we don't make middle class money. I used to say we were middle poverty. We made over 100,000, but we did not make over 250 to 400. And had beautiful house, had beautiful, new cars, had all this stuff, everything that everybody wants, everybody needs, and everybody overspends, and you live bigger than your income, right? I mean, even if you make 400,000 a year, you're probably still broke, right? I mean, you spend as much as you make and more, no matter what level that is. So, with that said, if you were like me, my ex, she started a business and was extremely busy, and I just offered to take over the finances because, I was always wondering, where the heck is our money? We're making decent money, but it's always gone. It's paycheck to paycheck and barely making it. So I finally got a hold of it, and listening to Dave Ramsey, the first thing you really want to do, and for some, and for me and us, it was the hardest thing to do, is and it's kind of sad to say, when I took over the finances, I don't even think we had $100 in savings. I was dumbfounded. I thought we had a nice savings. I thought she was managing our money well, and no. So the first thing to do is save up $1,000 in your savings account, all right? And you're not going to do it overnight. Don't expect to do it overnight unless you make lots of money. You're like, boom, there's $1,000. Okay, so once you have your $1,000, actually before you get your $1,000, but that's the first goal, is to get $1,000 in the bank. And what that is for emergencies. You know, your refrigerator goes out, you got to spend $200 to have somebody fix it. Your water heater goes out, there's another $300 or $400, but you have the money, okay? So you spend that emergency money, but then you put it back in. You save back up to $1,000. So you want to keep at least $1,000 in your emergency fund when you first start this process. You know, I mean, as time goes on and as you eliminate bills and everything, once you're debt free, then Dave Ramsey wants you to, or recommends that you save 6 to 9 months of household expenses and keep that. I mean, your household expenses could be $20,000 to $150,000 a month. Well, he wants you to save 6 times that at minimum, 6 to 12, 6 to 9, right in there. Luckily for me, I am in that position. I do have that much saved, which isn't a whole lot because my monthly expenses isn't even that much. So anything above and beyond, you know, you use for whatever you want, or save for your retirement or investments. I'm not an investor. I've been horrible with my money all my life. I've been, you know, I've tried back in the day when I'm old. So I'm 65, and back when I was in my 20s and 30s, the managing your money was take your highest interest rate credit card and pay that off first. Well, that's not how this is, and it actually this way does make a lot more sense. The second thing after getting, or while you're building your $1,000 in savings, you really have to write down all of your bills, all of your monthly expenses. Now, I'm sharing this video mainly because I've had other friends and family ask me, what are you doing? How are you doing it? A couple other family members actually did it. They bought Dave Ramsey's books and his programs, and they followed it, and they did well as well. It's easy to fall off the wagon though, but you know, like speaking of Dave Ramsey, it always kind of always got me that you know, they're trying to make you debt free, but they're also trying to sell you their books and programs. So I mean, you know, they got to make money too, especially when he does the podcast for free. If you can find him on XM Radio, I don't even know what channel he's on anymore. I used to listen to him religiously and love the stories. And it's, like I said, it's all common sense. So writing down your expenses every month. Well, you know, you really have to get something and make yourself do it. You can do a whiteboard, you can do a chart, you can stick it on your fridge, which is what Dave Ramsey suggests to do, so that you can see your progress every week, every month. You know, you write down all your bills, and if you pay one off, you get to check it off, and you know, maybe treat yourself a little bit. Anyway, so what I've found is this, I get this bill organizer every year. I'll leave a link below, but it's sold on Amazon, and I've tried a couple of different ones, and I find this one here works best for me. And, you know, I've been using them for years, and at the end of the year, you have this book, and it's all full of your stuff, and you can put a rubber band around it and save it however long you need to save it for your taxes. It does have organizer pouches where you can put your utility bills and everything like that, if you don't put it in a file cabinet. But I find this organizer works really great. I just got my new one for 2026. So let me just take it out of the wrapper and show you a little bit about it. So first thing, start saving that $1,000. Get you one of these organizers. I'll leave a link, like I said, or if you find one that you think will work better for you, that's great. This works for me. And it comes with all the stickers in here where you can have the months. You mark each page with the month. It's actually, I think it would do 14 months. There's more than a year in case you take a month or so before you get your new book. You know, and it has different stickers here that I don't use, contributions, healthcare, mortgage, utilities, but that's stuff that you're going to be writing down. Okay, so inside the book, like I said, every page has a pouch, and I usually will put my utility bill receipts in there after I paid them. And then it has the date, transaction or check number, description, and amount. And then over here it has it says tax deductible, but what I use those check marks for is when it's paid. When I pay that bill, I'll put the date when it's due, A lot of times I'll put a day or two earlier so that I know that I don't miss it. You put the date that it's due, and you list all your stuff, and then once you see all the bills, the monthly expenses, write them all down, even if it's a $10 expense. You know, I'll show you here. I wrote a bunch of stuff down on what you should write down, but you'll be amazed at how many bills you actually have to put out every month, and man, it's insane. Okay, so what I was mentioning earlier about back when I was in my 20s and 30s, you know, the financial people would say, get your highest interest rate credit card and pay that off first. Well, you know, a lot of times that might be a $10,000 credit card, you know, and you may have a store card that you owe, you know, $250, $500, $1,000, whatever. And so with the Dave Ramsey plan, if, like I said, you can go Gazelle Intense and go get his book. It's fantastic stuff. Or just go on YouTube and listen to his podcast. If you have XM radio, you know, listen to him on that. But so the common sense thing was pay off your smallest credit card or your smallest bill first. And there's something to that because it does give you a little bit of joy. Even at, okay, so for an example, when I started doing this, my ex had, I can't remember, a little store. It was a little store that she used to go and buy stuff with on the store credit card. And it was, I think she owed $150, you know, but that's still a bill coming in with the minimum payment of $10. And it just blew me away that it was never just paid off, right? So if you have a bill like that, $150 or $300, and for your first payment, you're going to pay $150. Pay half of it off if you can, okay? And even if you paid $50 to start, to get it going, pay more, but pay that one off first. Just pay all your regular bills, minimum payments, just put minimum payments. You don't have to go overboard on all your other ones. Take the lowest one that you owe and put the maximum amount on it until you get it paid off. So, like I said, hers was $150. First month, man, I paid that $150 off, and I was so happy. I didn't have that bill coming in the following month, right? So the $10 I would have spent on that, now you go to your next lowest bill and work on that. Now that one may be $1,000, and it may take you 5 or 6 months to pay off. But if you're paying $200 to $300 a month on that one, while all the rest of your bills get the minimum payment, work on that one until it's paid off. And boy, you know, JCPenney's gone. You know, stop using those store cards. You know, and then you work on the next one, and then the next one. I mean, there's people that have 4 or 5 Visa cards. You know, why? Oh, because you got 0% for 6 months or a year. Consolidating loans, that's a bunch of crap. You know, when you get all these, and I know the new year interest rates coming down, businesses, financial institutions are going to want you to refinance your house and pay off all your other debt. You know, add your car payment, your credit card payments, your $10,000, $15,000 credit card payments or higher. I don't know. Put those all in one loan and your house loan, and it's spread out over 30 years, and your payments be lower, blah, 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 blah. That is the most ridiculous thing ever, because you're taking a $1,000 bill and you're spreading it over 30 years. So don't do that. Don't refinance your house. I went through that trap too over my years. I've done that. I mean, I bought a house for $105,000, and I ended up losing it, and I owed more than double by the time it was all said and done through the years that I lived there. And you know, how ridiculous is that? I should have had that house paid off and been financially stable. And it's just ridiculous. Don't refinance. You know, unless you're cutting your interest rate in half, which, you know, interest rates have been really high. If they ever go back down to 2 or 3, yeah, refinance, but don't take money out. Just refinance to where you can pay it off, or even just recast your loan. Okay, so write down all your. All right, just show you. I wrote down as an example here on my other book. Okay, on this page right here, just so I don't expose all my own personal stuff. But so you're going to start the month off, whatever month it is, you put your sticker up here. Let's say we got January here. I got my house payment, I got my electric, I got my water, I got my gas, got my internet, cell phone, and then the dates that they're due right here. Cable TV. I mean, you could probably relate to some of these, right? Cable TV, your car payment, your car insurance, personal loans, whatever. If you have a Macy's, a JCPenney's, other store cards, car wash, those ones that are $20, $30 a month, you can wash as many times as you want. Life insurance payments, health insurance, MasterCard, Visa card number one. I'm running out of space, right? And I'm sure that when you first do this, you're going to run out of space. And what I did at first is I took a ruler and I double spaced all these lines and then wrote smaller. I could double space all of these, and I had to. Believe it or not, I had to. I am down to not filling a page right now by paying off the little Visa one, the little store cards first. Those are usually the lowest. I paid off JCPenney, I paid off Dillard's, I paid off Sally's. Sally's was, it's a hair product place. I paid off Sally's. And each time you pay one off, you get to line through it. And then when you go to the next month, you're not adding it to this list. All right. You go from, you might go 30 payments and you might cut it down to half. And that is financial freedom right there. Cutting your payments in half. So common sense. Oh, I was going to tell you too, like a lot of these, sometimes when you pay off, when you pay your electric and water, they give you a confirmation number. That's what I use, this transaction or check number. I write my transaction number, a confirmation number in there. That way I know. I also have a lot of these on auto payment. I'll put an A near it. Okay, so I know it's an auto payment and the date. So when I'm doing my checkbook and I can keep track of everything, oh, this one's coming up, I need to add that to my checkbook on this date. Okay, but it's that simple. It is that simple. Write it down, pay the lowest card off first, the lowest bill, whatever the bill is first. And yes, as it goes on, it's going to take time unless you go gazelle intense. I didn't do that. I took time. And the hardest thing for me was once I got to a car payment, you're like, how am I going to pay 20, 30 grand off? What I was doing was I would wait 2 or 3 months. All the money I'm not putting out on all these other cards, I would put into the savings account. And once my savings account got up to, say I got it up to $5,000, well, I took the $4,000 because you want to keep $1,000 in there. I took the $4,000 and paid that chunk on the car. And I'll tell you, that's the hardest thing in the world to do for me. Even today, I hate letting go of whatever money that I have, especially when it's in big chunks like that. And it took me a little while, but when I bought that car that I paid off, I told that lady, I'm going to have this thing paid off in a year or two. She's like, yeah, blah, blah. Everybody says that. And I went back in a year and sat at her desk and paid it off. And then I got I bought the, what it's called. I don't know. I can't even think of that other warranty that you get when, in case you total your car, the insurance will pay it off. And I ended up getting $600 or $700 back on that. But it's goals like that. Once you get that first bill paid off, you'll see it feels great. And then the next one, and then the next one. Again, like I said, it's common sense. Write your bills down. You have to write them down because you actually don't know until you write them down. You may think I thought I knew everything that we were paying every month until I took over the finances, and I'm like, holy crud, there's a lot of stuff here, a lot of little stuff. Why get these $10 bills in the mail, or it's just ridiculous. But anyway, I've got mine down. I've done pretty well. Like I said, I ended up buying this house 3 years ago. And, for the younger people out there, and you don't think you can buy a house, well, go talk to a mortgage broker, find out what you qualify for. If you qualify for $350,000 with your income, that doesn't mean go out and buy a $350,000 house. That means you can buy up to that. Go buy if you can find. I know I'm probably talking cheaper because of where I live. Go find a $275,000 or $300,000. Don't max out what you're eligible to buy, because most likely it won't be a forever home, right? You just buy a house, don't rent. So write your stuff down. I hope you actually start and do this one resolution, whether it's a resolution or you're just starting and trying to figure out, how do I get out of debt? I will tell you, I don't make that much money. I have friends and family that make 3 times what I make, and they are struggling, and they've asked me for advice, and I've helped them. And, you know, some of them have done it. Some of them have not. Some of them did Kevin-ish instead of Dave-ish. You know, I did Dave Ramsey-ish. But they have the basics. They know what to do. You just have to do it. And you know, it's kind of like if you want to lose weight. All right, well, I'm gonna go on this diet, and I'm gonna cut out whatever. I'm gonna stop eating a candy bar every day, or a soda every day. You know, that's a start, and it makes you feel good. Once you accomplish that, it's like, all right, I haven't had a soda in 2 weeks, you know, and you feel good about that. Well, when you start reducing these payments every month, if you can, and it's going to take time, don't let it discourage you. It's going to take time. Just get rid of the small ones first. And, you know, hey, don't go out to dinner, cook at home. And, you know, groceries are expensive. Well, restaurants are 4 times what you can get at the store. So cook at home, save your money that way. Every little bit helps. Put it towards paying off your lowest credit card or your lowest bill, whatever that may be. And if there's bills on there that you really could live without them. Get rid of them. You know, like I said, that car wash, the monthly car wash thing. I drive my car a lot and it gets dirty, and I do need to wash it often. So I actually have that one because I can afford it. I got rid of all my other little bills. And then the other thing is, once you get down and you're getting rid of all these credit card bills, then you take the step of not buying anything unless you can pay cash for it. Yeah, it's hard to do. I want that $500 thing from the store. Hey, I've got the money in the bank. I can go buy that. Not your $1,000, or not, if you get far enough along, not your monthly income savings. It's the above and beyond that. If you have $1,700 in the bank and your credit cards are paid off and you see something that's $500, well, I'm not telling you to go out and buy it. I'm just telling you, you can pay cash for it, and you don't put it on a store card and then you got to pay it every month. You got to get out of that habit. It's just a habit you have to change. Okay? I hope this helps. Step 1, save $1,000. Step 2, or start saving. Step 2, get you one of these books, one of these organizers, and write your stuff down. Step 3, write your stuff down, and then get serious about it and pay off the lowest bill and see how you feel. If you feel great, work on the next one. I'm telling you, it's almost an addiction. It's a great addiction because, you know, I pay cash for whatever I buy. Okay, if you're watching the clock, it's been a couple hours. I listened to the video and I was editing it, and I was like, oh, I forgot something. Okay, and the important thing is, so once you get your monthly bills written down, you're going to put how much the bill is every month, right? So you're going to write everything down. Well, what I did, and it helped me tremendously, is like, you write down all your bills, you add them up at the bottom and figure out your monthly output. So let's just say, for an example, for easy math, your monthly output is $5,000. Okay? And you know, if you're bringing in $6,000, $7,000, $8,000 a month and you're putting out $5,000, where's that $3,000 going? If you're making $8,000 and you're putting out $5,000, where's that $3,000 going? Write it down and figure it out and see where it goes. If you're just out blowing money, well, you need to get that under control too. But the point with the $5,000, what you do is figure that out, calculate your monthly income, divide it all by 4. 4 weeks in a, if you get paid if you get paid weekly, divide it by 4. If you get paid every 2 weeks, divide it by 2. So if you have $5,000 going out, you're making $8,000, say you're making $4,000 every 2 weeks, and you're putting out $2,500 every 2 weeks. Yes, you have to calculate in your groceries and your gas and whatever little incidentals you might have. But let's just say out of that, you should technically have, if you're making 4, you got to put out 5, you got a $1,500 difference, and you're spending $750 in groceries, so you're down to $750, and you got another $250 in gas, you're down to $500. That $500, instead of having it as, oh, let's go to dinner, let's go to this, let's do that, take that $500, put it in your savings account every 2 weeks. That's $1,000 a month, right? So if you're doing that, and it takes training, you gotta train yourself to do that. But if you do that, and you're putting that extra money every payday, maybe you worked overtime, you got an extra couple $100, you throw that into your savings. And then when you get to that big bill, like you're wanting to pay off that, and I said 20 or 30,000 for your car. I mean, cars are so expensive now. If you owe $50,000 on that car, well, guess what? If you're doing that, and like I was saying, I'd wait a couple of months and build up and pay like $4,000 all at once. Well, if you build that up, you're gonna have those nice chunks of money to pay off those big debts, the big debts. And I'm telling you, man, if you don't have a car payment, if you can do the Dave or Kevin ish, and get it down to your house payment and utilities and all just your essentials, your cable, right. You can cut off a lot of that TV stuff. You can just stream. There's a lot of options for that. But once you get it down and you're able to just keep doing that, and you keep putting that extra $200, extra $1,000 every 2 weeks or week or however often you get paid, your savings account starts going up. And that's where, I look back now, I'm like, geez, $1,000 in my savings, that would be horrible right now. But then you have the money to buy if you need a new refrigerator, boom, you got $1,000 in your $1,500 in your savings, and you don't have to put it on a card. And I think the big trap with credit cards is, yeah, put it on the card, I'll pay it off next month. Put it on the card, I'll pay it off next month. Well, it never gets done. Just pay cash. All right. Thank you. Okay, thanks for watching what we thought. I hope this helped. I know, I blah, 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 but that's the way I am. Leave me a comment below. Let me know how you're doing. If you got questions, you need motivation, you need somebody to talk to, leave me a comment. I answer all the comments, all right? I hope you have a happy new year. Happy and prosperous and debt-free new year. Yes, it might take you 2 or 3 years to do this, but you can do it. I did it, and I was the worst. I don't know how many times I paid off my debt and got debt, paid off my debt and got debt, paid off. I've been not debt-free because I have a mortgage and all the utilities, but that's it, life insurance, Medicare, all that stuff. It's monthly payments that I have to pay, but I don't have any credit cards. 0 credit card payments, all right? You can do it. Let me know. Happy New Year.